Can someone tell me what's going on with the ocean and the fishing? We got a lot to tell you about. Stay tuned. The Mexican Minute's coming right up. Well, hey gang, how are you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and covering all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet for the dates of July 12th through the 19th, 2024. Wherever you are, hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for checking in. Thanks for spending time with us, and please, if you like what we've been doing all these years, please do us a big favor, give us a thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, a lot's happened since our last edition of the Mexican Minute. I want to say things have gotten better, and yeah, to some degree it has gotten better. Things were looking kind of grim when you listened to my last fishing report. Waters were off color, the fish were really erratic. Well, it's gotten a little better. I will say that the fishing has improved somewhat, but I have no idea what's going on with the ocean right now. This is completely unseasonable. We've got waters as warm as 85 degrees, perfectly warm water, perfect for blue water species to be here. But are they here? Kind of yes, kind of no. We've got warm water, but we've also got cold water. What's going on with that? Here it is. We're almost into August, deep into July, middle of summer, should be prime time right now, and we've got cold water fish suddenly biting. Normally the cold water fish kind of stopped biting around May or so. They lasted a little longer this year. They stayed around like the yellowtail and the cabria, the pargo. They stuck around till about the end of June, maybe even into July, and then I thought, wow, Dorado season's on. Everything's warmed up. The skies are hot. The sun's hot. The waters are warm and blue. Dorado season's on. We're going to start getting some tuna, some billfish. And yes, indeed, we started getting some of those. So I'm thinking summertime bites on. But hey, the last week and a half or so, water's turned green again. Not everything. There's patches of blue water, and then there's these patches of green, ugly, dirty, cold water. And then it moves around. One day it's blue here, then it's green the next day. Dirty water turns blue. We've got waves hitting some days, and other days it's flat calm. Mornings, I've got a sweatshirt or a jacket on because it's cool in the morning, and then it heats up and it's 100 degrees. The next day, completely warm again, warm breeze blowing. In fact, when the breeze blows, it's a warm breeze, not even a cool breeze, and that's at 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and then it gets hot. Every day it seems like the weather's different. Every day it seems like the water's different. Every day the bite seems to change. I cannot predict what one boat's going to catch, what another boat's going to catch. If we go to this punta something or other, what's going to be biting there? If we go over to this island, what's going to happen there? It is just so all over the charts, all over the boards. And the best I can say is, yes, there's fish biting, but I can't tell you what you're going to catch. When I said that the cold water started moving in again, here's a perfect indication for that. We had a pretty fantastic yellowtail season this year. In fact, one of the best yellowtail seasons I've seen in quite a while. And yellowtail are generally a cooler water fish. Well, the yellowtail bite kind of tapered off about 3 weeks ago. I figured, okay, it's overdone. Thank you very much. That was great. We had a lot of fun. Let's bring on the summertime fish. And so the yellowtail were gone. Dorado moved in. A lot of marlin started biting. We got sailfish, a couple of tuna also as well, all warm water species. Well, this week, guess what? Over at Punta Arenas, right there off the lighthouse, yellowtail started biting again. North end of Cerralvo Island, yellowtail started biting again. South end of Cerralvo Island, north end of Espiritu Santo Island, there are yellowtail biting, 20 to 30 pound yellowtail, a colder water, cooler water fish. These fish should be in deeper water. They shouldn't even be here right now, but they started biting again. Another indication, we started getting some more pompano and trevally. Those are generally springtime fish, early springtime fish when the waters are not cold but cooler. Also, pargo liso, those big mullet snapper that we get. In fact, we had the world record 47 pounder 2 years ago. Those are cold water fish. We started catching those again. What's biting? What's happening? I really can't tell you. So we've got those cold water fish. Pargo and cabria are also biting. And yes, there's Dorado. Are they schooling like they should be? Yeah, they're kind of here. The last 2 years, There were like so many Dorado here that guys were coming back by 9, 10 o'clock going, you know, that's enough. I've got enough Dorado. I got 4 more days of fishing. We had a great time. We're back in time for breakfast. This year, we're really having to search hard for the Dorado. They're there. And if you find them, they could be a school of, 18-inch fish, or they could be, maybe 5 or 10 pounders, or you might get the bigger ones. And there are some bigger Dorado, some nice bull Dorado caught. There are some big fish here, and there's some great fishing to be had. I don't want to, dump water on everybody's fishing expectations, but we're having to work harder for them. We're having to search different areas for them. We're moving around a lot more than we normally would this time of year. Normally, we could find a spot, and boy, we could sit on that for an hour and load up the boat and then go find something else, go searching for other species of fish. Now we're having to move around because the waters are changing. The currents are changing. The air temperatures are not the same every day. The wind is different every day. Just totally unpredictable. Maybe that's a reflection of all of the other weather changes, and I don't want to say that, don't want to go down that path, but there's a lot of different and erratic weather happening all over the North America, all over the world, and certainly, here in Mexico and Baja, we're not immune to that. But, we are catching fish. The marlin and sailfish bite has been pretty, I've got to say, probably one of the best billfish bites I've seen in the 30 years here. You're going to see some pictures here in my fishing gallery, and there's a really good fishing gallery this week. I know some people are going to write and go, why aren't you releasing the marlin? You should be releasing. And I agree with that. Most people, for all the fishing marlin and sailfish pictures you might see on my fishing reports, that's just a small fraction of what we're catching. I usually try to understate it a little bit. Most folks, I'd say probably 90% of the billfish that we're hooking are either getting broken off or folks are releasing them. The ones that we're keeping, many times the folks are trying to release them and they just can't release it, so they are keeping them. Nothing is going to waste. If the folks aren't keeping it themselves, they are donating the fish to folks who are in need of meat. So nothing's going to waste, and we're not like poaching the ocean or anything. Most of these are getting released. Likewise, you're going to see a lot of big rooster fish still biting. Yes, they're still here. I'm surprised they're still here. I'm glad they're still here, but some 50, 60, 70, 80-pound roosters still around. All of those are getting released. We are catching Dorado. We're getting Pargo cabria, yellowtail, some amberjack, rainbow runners. I'm trying to think of some of the other species, but those are cooler water fish. So we've kind of got a mix right now. The captains are working really hard. The clients are being really, really patient. They come in and they're all asking, how's the fishing? What am I going to catch? To be honest with you, I really don't know. I know you're going to catch something. I know you're going to hook stuff, but here's the thing. Be ready. You may only get one shot at that really nice trophy fish. It could be a trophy cabria. It could be the biggest marlin or Dorado of your life. But you're only probably going to get maybe one, maybe if you're lucky, 2 shots at that. If you miss it, they're big fish. They're strong. If you miss that shot, that might be the only shot at that big fish that you're going to get that day. And one boat's getting fish, another boat's not. One spot is hot, and then the next day it's not so hot. So things are moving all around. Hopefully it's going to change. Hopefully it's going to stabilize a little bit. Stay tuned. I've got a really nice fishing gallery to show you. I wish there were more. It is a big fishing gallery. There's some great fish that were caught. Thank you to everybody who came down this past session and stuck with us and hung in there and kept smiling. Thank you to all the captains who really worked hard to get these fish. But stay tuned. Got some great photos to show you. Anyway, that's going to be a quick wrap up on what's going on. I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute. You stay good, take care of each other, God bless, and we'll catch you next week.